Uncover the secrets of the forgotten temple with Midnight Murmurs. Journey with Haruka as she faces treacherous trials, confronts spectral apparitions, and unlocks ancient power. Like, subscribe, and join us on an epic adventure of mystery and destiny. Don't miss out on the enchantment. Subscribe to Midnight Murmurs now. Chapter 1: The Rumors of the Forgotten Temple. The wind whispered through the ancient pines as Haruka Nakamura stood at the edge of a cliff, staring at the great expanse of mountains before her. Rumors of a secret temple, a sanctuary claimed to hold amazing power, had reached her ears. Legends told of its enigmatic guardians and the difficulties that awaited those who sought its mysteries. Haruka's curiosity blazed fiercely, and her heart craved for the answers that lied beneath its dark hallways. With a determined glitter in her eyes, Haruka proceeded on a risky trek across rocky terrain where the mountain peaks seemed to scrape the skies. The route ahead was dangerous, littered with loose stones and thick foliage. Her steps were meticulous, each one a monument to her unshakable commitment. Days stretched into weeks as Haruka moved ahead, unfazed by the solitude that engulfed her. The only friends she encountered were the murmurs of nature, the subtle rustle of leaves, and the distant sounds of elusive animals. She came to enjoy the beauty of stillness, taking peace in the simplicity of her own thoughts. When the sun painted the sky with bright colors of orange and pink, Haruka arrived at a little settlement tucked in the mountain's embrace. The peasants, their features scarred with the lines of time, exchanged memories passed down through generations. They told of a temple hidden among the peaks, a location where the barrier between the mortal realm and the ethereal was blurred. Its entire presence had become a part of their collective psyche, a beacon of mystique and awe. Under the flickering light of a campfire, Haruka listened closely to an elderly woman named Eiko, who held a deep pool of information about the temple's past. Eiko's voice crackled with age as she talked, her eyes glittering with the fire's reflection. Long ago, Eiko continued, a group of ancient warriors sought wisdom and protection. They created the temple as a sanctuary, a shelter for their spirits to rest eternally. Legends tell that the temple holds the key to unlocking incredible power, but only those who show themselves worthy can enter. Haruka leaned forward, entranced by the narratives that weaved themselves about her. Eiko added, to approach the temple, one must face nature's anger, conquer their own anxieties, and exhibit real dedication. The guards await those who dare to venture beyond the barrier, testing their mettle and determination. Haruka's head whirled with eagerness. She knew the route ahead would be tough, packed with trials that would push her to her limits. But the yearning to uncover the temple's mysteries burned passionately inside her. She desired to show her value and find the mysteries concealed beneath its old walls. As the community gradually sank into slumber, Haruka found herself perched on a rooftop, staring up at the star-studded sky. The air had a sense of suspense, the world apparently holding its breath as she prepared to begin on her journey. Her heart pounded with a mixture of anxiety and excitement, the rhythm reflecting the hardships that faced her. At the dawn's first light, Haruka set off once more, her steps steadfast as she pushed deeper into the mountains. Her adventure had only just begun, and the secrets of the temple, its guards, and the power that lay dormant inside its walls lured her ahead. Determined and stubborn, Haruka welcomed the unknown, preparing to make her own future within the Temple of Eternal Serenity. Chapter 2: The Perilous Ascent. The mountain loomed before Haruka like an old sentry, its craggy peaks rising toward the skies. The air was thin and bitter, burning her cheeks as she took her first steps on the hazardous route that would lead her to the secret temple. With each step, she pushed aside the uncertainties that tried to erode her determination. The ascent was difficult, testing every ounce of strength and energy she possessed. The rough landscape seemed to conspire against her, with loose stones threatening to send her crashing down the steep slopes. Haruka's breath came in ragged spurts, the weight of her bag pressing against her weary shoulders. As she rose higher, the earth below faded into a distant memory. The lively settlements and luscious valleys were replaced by an otherworldly environment where misty clouds hugged the mountaintop. The symphony of nature encompassed her, the distant call of an eagle, the rustling of leaves caught in a teasing breeze, and the distant thunder of a falling waterfall. Haruka's mind strayed as her boots took her further onward. Memories of her past mixed with the hopes that propelled her ahead. She reflected on the hardships she had overcome, the losses that had shaped her, and the unwavering determination that now propelled her toward the temple's secrets. The ascent got increasingly hazardous with each passing hour. Haruka's body hurt, her muscles protesting the unrelenting effort. Yet, she pressed on, fueled by an unyielding spirit that refused to succumb to the mountain's challenges. A tremendous roar disturbed the quiet, prompting Haruka to pause in her tracks. She turned to find a gigantic beast, its hair sparking with primordial energy, blocking her passage. It was a beast that looked taken from the stories of old, a protector of the mountain, terrible and uncontrolled. Heart-thumping, Haruka pulled her weapon, a sword fashioned by her own hands and filled with her determination. She locked eyes with the monster, the intensity of their stare crossing the boundary between human and beast. In that instant, their fates linked, united by the mutual struggle of existence. The combat that ensued was a ballet of survival, a complex symphony of fluid movements and planned attacks. Haruka's training and instincts merged into a lethal symphony, her sword glinting in the sunshine as it met the creature's ferocious assaults. They circled one another, a duel of wills booming across the mountaintop. The fight was ferocious, each hit challenging Haruka's strength and agility. She struggled not just for her own life, but also for the right to continue her trip, to learn the temple's mysteries. Her will rose, eradicating exhaustion and uncertainty. She had come too far to be deterred now. After what felt like an age, the monster faltered, its defenses eroding. Haruka took the chance, unleashing a last strike that sent the guardian flying to the ground. The mountain seemed to sigh, its tumultuous energy suddenly tamed. When the echoes of the fight faded, Haruka regained her breath, her gaze studying the route ahead. The peak still lay hidden, but suddenly a flame of hope flared within her. She had demonstrated her resilience, overcoming a guardian that challenged her mettle. With fresh conviction, she readjusted her bag, strengthened her grasp on her weapon, and started her ascent. The mountain spoke its secrets, providing glimpses of the temple's majesty that awaited her. Haruka's adventure was far from done, but she had surmounted the first challenge. She knew that with every stride, she grew stronger, inching closer to the fate that awaited her at the Temple of Perpetual Serenity. Chapter 3: Guardians of the Threshold. Haruka stood before the towering doors of the temple's entryway, ornamented with beautiful carvings that appeared to come alive in the dim moonlight. The weight of her voyage sat heavily upon her shoulders, because she knew that beyond these doors were the guardians who would test her mettle. With a steadying breath, she pulled the doors open, their creaking protest reverberating through the quiet. When she went into the temple's inner sanctum, Haruka was welcomed with a quiet environment that appeared to hum with latent power. The air seemed electric, as if the very essence of the temple's secrets sparked in the space surrounding her. Shadows flickered along the walls, producing uncanny forms that appeared to alter with every flickering torch flame. It was then that she heard it, a deep, resonant growl that sent goosebumps down her spine. From the depths of the chamber came the first guardian. Towering over her, its muscular form shimmering with ethereal light, the guardian exuded an air of both might and menace. Haruka knew she must face this formidable opponent to prove her worth. Without hesitation, Haruka pulled her weapon, a blade crafted with the essence of her spirit. The guardian's eyes gleamed with a mixture of challenge and scrutiny, sizing up the mortal who dared to stand before it. With a thunderous roar, the guardian lunged forward, its massive fists pounding the ground. Haruka's heart hammered in her chest as she escaped the guardian's assaults with agile footwork and delicate parries. The clash of steel against ethereal flesh reverberated through the chamber, each strike a testament to her determination. She battled not just for herself, but for the honor of those who came before her, for the chance to unravel the temple's mysteries. The struggle raged on, the guardian's unrelenting attack compelling Haruka to dip into reservoirs of power she never knew she possessed. The perspiration on her brow mixed with the dust of the old floor, her muscles straining beneath the weight of each hit. With every parry, every well-timed comeback, she wanted to establish her resilience. When the conflict reached its zenith, an understanding flashed over Haruka. The guardian was not merely a foe to be beaten, but a mirror reflecting the inner evils she had borne during her trip. It was not just her physical prowess that was being tried, but also her courage, resolve, and unflinching conviction in her own skills. With a burst of fresh resolution, Haruka harnessed her energy, releasing a succession of perfect strikes that met their mark. The guardian staggered, its ethereal form flickering in and out of existence. Haruka seized the opportunity, unleashing a final, devastating blow that sent the guardian crashing to the ground. Silence settled over the chamber, broken only by Haruka's ragged breaths. She stood amidst the fallen guardian, its form dissipating into fragments of shimmering light. In the quiet aftermath, a sense of accomplishment welled within her. She had proven herself worthy, surpassing the guardian's formidable challenge. As Haruka emerged from the chamber, she carried with her the echoes of her triumph, etching them into the annals of the temple's history. The trip was far from complete, but with each victory, she got closer to the truth that lay concealed beneath its holy halls. She pressed on, her spirit steadfast, ready to face the rigors that awaited her at the Temple of Perpetual Serenity. Chapter 4: Trials of the Elemental Chambers. Haruka stood at the entrance of the first elemental room, its large doors etched with elaborate symbols signifying the strength of the earth. The air held a subtle aroma of loam and the sound of distant rumbling, hinting at the problems that were ahead. She took a deep breath, prepared herself for the ordeal that lay. When the doors swung wide, Haruka entered a chamber bathed in a soothing, green illumination. The ground beneath her feet appeared to throb with electricity, vibrating with the essence of the earth. Towering stone pillars arched towards the ceiling, decorated with vivid vines and moss that spoke secrets of old knowledge. Inside the chamber's center, a giant golem appeared, its body hewn from the very bedrock of the ground. It stood like a strong sentinel, a protector of the earth's force. Haruka could feel the weight of the golem's presence, its vast might anchoring her in the moment. Without hesitation, Haruka went deep inside herself, connecting with the energy of the ground. She channeled her energy, her palms emanating a warm, green light as she summoned forth the force of nature. Roots erupted from the earth, entwining around her arms like protecting vines. The golem's icy eyes glinted with a combination of interest and challenge as it lumbered towards her. Haruka, her senses heightened, moved nimbly between the golem's huge fists, her motions smooth and accurate. At each stride, she gauged the changing vibrations of the soil, expecting the golem's next stroke. She exploited the power of the earth to her advantage, forcing the ground beneath the golem's feet to quiver and break. The golem stumbled, leaving Haruka with a chance to execute a series of rapid, well-placed attacks. The clang of her weapon on the golem's rocky exterior echoed around the cavern. When the golem dissolved, returning to the dirt from whence it came, Haruka felt a wave of satisfaction. She had conquered the hardship of the ground, confirming her connection to the elements. But her trip was far from done. With resolve imprinted on her face, Haruka walked on to the next room, the Chamber of Fire. The air turned heated, tainted with a whiff of smoke, as she stepped inside a chamber surrounded in flickering flames. Lava streamed in molten rivers down the chamber's boundaries, producing an eerie light on the walls. In the heart of the inferno stood a blazing phoenix, its wings ablaze with the intensity of the sun. The heat emanated from its shape, straining Haruka's determination to its utmost. Yet she recognized that inside the flames lied a chance for development and transformation. Haruka channeled her inner power, her hands burning with a fiery aura that mimicked the phoenix's flames. She danced despite the burning heat, her body apparently unharmed by the flames. The phoenix swooped down, its fiery beak targeted at Haruka, but she sidestepped with elegant agility. She wove through the flames, releasing a flurry of rapid attacks and evasive movements. The air crackled with electricity, the very essence of fire responding to her presence. At each successful assault, the phoenix's flaming feathers darkened, its once blazing appearance losing its shine. With a final rush of resolve, Haruka launched a tremendous strike that scattered the flames, exposing the crippled phoenix. Its once beautiful shape weakened, the phoenix dissolved into flames that drifted through the air before fading away. Haruka took a minute to regain her breath, her pulse beating in her chest. She had mastered the challenge of fire, embracing the force of the flames and emerging victorious. She felt a renewed feeling of strength and confidence, ready to face whatever obstacles lie ahead. As she stood there, soaking in her success, she knew that she was meant for greatness. Chapter 5: Shadows of the Past. Haruka slowly passed under the old stone archway, the air getting heavy with expectation as she neared the depths of the temple. The passage extended before her, faintly lighted by flickering lights that threw dancing shadows on the walls. Whispers of forgotten voices resonated through the air, their ethereal presence drawing her deeper into the labyrinthine passages. When she walked forth, the temperature decreased, causing goosebumps to grow on Haruka's arms. She felt an uncanny presence, a lingering energy that appeared to seep from the very walls of the temple. Tormented features emerged in the changing shadows, and phantom entities flitted across her gaze, their bodies transparent and insubstantial. Each step took Haruka closer to learning the reality of the temple's past. She could almost taste the anguish that clung to the air, mixed with the dust of decades gone by. The weight of their stories pushed upon her, fueling her ambition to unravel the truths that lay dormant within the temple's depths. When Haruka ventured farther into the darkness, she entered a gigantic hall that appeared frozen in time. Crumbling sculptures adorned the walls, their features worn away by years of neglect. The air was heavy with the aroma of decay, and a thick coating of dust blanketed every surface. It was as if the whole spirit of the temple held its breath, waiting for Haruka to uncover its mysteries. In the midst of the room, a phantom person materialized, a ghostly apparition bound to the temple's bounds. The spirit's eyes flashed with an old grief, a mirror of the agony and desire that had penetrated these walls for generations. Haruka approached slowly, her voice mild yet packed with purpose. "What occurred here? Why does this area hold such great sorrow?" she inquired, her voice conveying the weight of real empathy. The spirit's ethereal shape quivered, a shimmering veil of memories and regrets. It spoke, its voice a whisper on the brink of perception. Long ago, this temple was a refuge of peace and wisdom. Then darkness seeped in, pushed by ambition and greed. A huge struggle tore apart the fundamental fabric of this precious site, leaving only the echoes of our agony. Haruka's heart surged with a mix of empathy and resolve. She recognized that to restore peace to this temple, she had to confront the darkness of its past. With each meeting, she discovered the stories of people who had fallen victim to the darkness, their souls locked within these holy walls. She explored the meandering halls, chatting with phantom apparitions, and putting together the parts of a broken history. The sad tales of lost love, betrayal, and sacrifice were imprinted into her psyche, forcing her to unravel the truth buried behind the layers of time. Following the voices of the past, Haruka uncovered a hidden chamber, the Chamber of Reflection. Inside its walls, she found a fresco showing the final moments of the fight that had ripped the temple apart. The brushstrokes showed the actual face of the evil that had eaten the hearts of those who had formerly inhabited within. Shocked by the horror she witnessed, Haruka determined to deliver justice to the fallen. She felt their energies mix with her own, their agony and need driving her determination. Equipped with fresh information and a feeling of purpose, she readied herself for the last encounter that awaited her in the heart of the temple. When she reached the door leading to the inner sanctum, the whispers of the past turned into a chorus of support and encouragement. The ghosts of the temple stood by her, their souls leading her into the darkness. With their ethereal presence, Haruka pushed open the door, eager to face the source of the evil and offer peace to the lost souls of the temple. Chapter 6: The Forbidden Chamber. Haruka's footsteps resonated through the silent hallways of the temple as she delved deeper into its center. The air grew heavy with expectancy, as if the temple itself held its breath in anticipation of what lied ahead. The flickering lights threw swirling shadows on the aged walls, imparting an ethereal feel to the ambience. As Haruka turned a corner, she fell across a door unlike any she had seen before. It projected a faint, pulsing light, as though calling her onward. Delicate runes decorated its surface, its ancient script hinting at the power beneath. She hesitated for a time, her fingers hanging over the door's surface, knowing the weight of the decision before her. Taking a deep breath, Haruka pulled through the door, exposing a chamber bathed in a gentle, golden radiance. The air buzzed with an electric charge, and the aroma of incense flooded her senses. The chamber was decked with rare treasures, glittering gems, and old tomes lined the shelves. At the midst of it all stood a mysterious person covered in a flowing cloak, their face shrouded beneath a hood. The stranger turned to face Haruka, their eyes shining with a mix of wonder and concern. A voice, melodic yet tinged with a sense of melancholy, filled the chamber. "Welcome, seeker of knowledge and power. You have faced the challenges, and now you stand before the heart of the temple." Haruka's voice quivered with a mix of excitement and dread. "Who are you? What is this place?" The figure's voice boomed through the chamber. "I am the guardian of the Forbidden Chamber, entrusted with preserving the relic that lies there. This chamber contains the key to unlocking your ultimate potential, but its power comes with a heavy penalty." Interested, Haruka walked forward, her gaze searching the room in astonishment. "What cost must I pay? And what is this thing you talk of?" The guardian's eyes drilled into Haruka's, their stare unrelenting. "The item is the Soul Stone, a source of enormous power. It can provide you talents beyond conception, but it needs sacrifice. To access its ultimate potential, you must sacrifice a portion of yourself, a piece of your own soul." Haruka's pulse raced, caught between the attraction of boundless power and the horror of what it would cost her. She weighed the weight of her decision, her thoughts racing over the options. Could she face the burden of such power, knowing the price she had to pay? As though understanding her inner distress, the guardian said softly, their voice overflowing with empathy, "The option is yours, Haruka. Power may be both a blessing and a curse. Ponder what it means to you, what you would do with it. Only then can you make a decision that aligns with your true purpose." Haruka's mind whirled with conflicting thoughts, her heart torn between ambition and the knowledge of the potential consequences. She thought of the journey she had undertaken, the lessons learned, and the people she had met along the way. It was not power that had driven her this far, but a desire to make a difference, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. With a firm face, Haruka met the guardian's gaze. "I seek not power for power's sake, but for the means to fulfill my purpose, to protect and bring harmony to the land. If this soul stone can aid me in that quest, I am willing to pay the price." The guardian nodded, a mixture of pain and pride mirrored in their eyes. "Very good, Haruka. Your determination and selflessness have showed me the purity of your goals. I will offer you access to the Soul Stone, but remember that with tremendous power comes great responsibility. Utilize it wisely and for the greater benefit. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the Forgotten Temple. If you enjoyed delving into ancient mysteries, battling mystical guardians, and witnessing the unfolding of Haruka's destiny, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all the captivating stories we have in store for you at Midnight Murmurs. Remember to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, may the whispers of adventure guide you on your own extraordinary quests. Stay enchanted with Midnight Murmurs.